Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Political Brown Kid here. And I just want to say this. And I'm going to probably make several videos on this topic, so they're going to be rolling out, and I'm going to do them in smaller chunks as opposed to one big video. There's no such thing as a humane war. It's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as a civilized war. A war fought with compassion and humanity. There's no such thing. As, people want to start talking about this whole Israel situation with Hamas, Palestine. People want to start making all these comments. People even want to use that when they talk about with America's wars. There's no such thing as a humane war. The countries that use that, and typically you're going to hear countries like the United States, and you're hearing a lot of propaganda actually come from the United States, just so it makes Israel look good, and also so it makes the United States look good. They say this stuff to make you demonize the other side. Now, I'm not telling you to pick a side. I'm not telling you to side with Israel. I'm not telling you to side with Palestine or Hamas or the opposition. I'm not telling you to side with the United States or any of the United States adversaries. But I just want to give you some context so you can look at things differently. The only people that you should be siding with technically are the civilians who aren't fighting the war. And that's on any side, regardless. Because civilians don't need to get caught up in the BS of governments. Like I told y'all before, these wars would be a lot different if you told the leaders who decided to fight the wars, if you told them to get into an arena and have a fight to the finish. And you know what I mean by finish. It would be a whole different thing, because none of those leaders don't have any problem sending anybody else's babies and children off to do their dirty work. But they don't want to get their own hands dirty or risk losing themselves in the process. So here's what I'm trying to say. United States has been given the luxury of fighting quote unquote humane wars. And they don't even fight humane wars, because when you think about the last war that they fought in Afghanistan and even in Iraq, when you look at those wars, yeah, you can drop bombs with precision, but you're also harming other civilians. There's casualties, collateral damage that's caught up in that. But you in America's not going to hear about it, and you probably don't even care about somebody else's citizen that's thousands of miles away. And most people don't care. Most people don't care about the domestic situations that they hear. They just say, oh, that was messed up, and go on with their lives. But here's the deal. The United States has been put in a situation where they can fight cleaner wars than anyone else. You look at it. When was the last time the United States has had a war on its own land? Outside of, you have to go back to the wars with the indigenous Americans. You have to go back to the wars with who? Was it the British or the England? Whoever colonized us that we broke free from, that the United States broke free from. You have to go back to the Civil War between the states that seceded from the unions and in the Union. You have to go back to those times before you saw a war in the United States. Outside of that, ever since then, all wars have been fought off of United States land. Closest that you ever came was when Pearl Harbor got bombed. And that was World War II. That's the closest you can go back to a war fought on American soil. So what I'm saying is this: when the United States has spent $1 trillion a year, think about it. They spend close to $1 trillion. They spend like $800 billion every year to put in technology for satellites, for precise bombings. They use satellite technology. They use spy technologies. They use all kind of eavesdropping and tactical surveillance. They develop the most precise and advanced weaponry on the planet. And when you have bases all over the world in other people's countries, strategically positioned, you can fight quote unquote civilized wars. And they're not, and I'm saying that word loosely. You can fight wars that do minimal damage. But they still do damage to civilians nonetheless. One civilian getting killed is the same as 20,000, in my personal opinion, because that one civilian didn't deserve to lose their life. But when you look at these other countries that don't have the technology that America has, that Israel has nuclear weaponry. And when you're dealing with these other countries that don't have the sophisticated weaponry, they don't have bases strategically placed all over the world, they don't have those type of infrastructure or technology. They fight the type of war that they have to fight. It's similar to this. Now, I'm a small dude. I'm out of shape. But if you put me in a room with Hulk Hogan, who's about 6'7", can bench press 400 pounds, got biceps probably bigger than my legs. And if you put me in a room with a dude like him, and if I have a beef with him, let's just say he slapped my mom, or he talked bad about my dad, or did something crazy, and if I have a problem with Hulk Hogan, I'm looking at the situation. I'm like, look, I'm not even 6 feet tall. I'm barely 5'9". I have to fight the type of fight that I can fight. So if opportunity comes about, I'm going to say if I'm really determined to get Hulk Hogan back, and I'm only using Hulk Hogan as an example, so please forgive me for using Hulk Hogan as an example. If it's not, if you have a problem with it, and Hulk Hogan, this is no disrespect to you. I'm just using you because you are a big specimen of a man. But if he's in a room, if I want to get Hulk Hogan back, I'm going to do anything and everything. I'm fighting him as best I can. Now, Hulk Hogan, if he has a beef with me, he's probably going to just call me out and be like, you meet me in the ring at 5 o'clock and we're going to square this out in the middle of a ring. Because he knows, he's confident in his ability that what he does and that this is what he does for a living. He whoops tail for a living. So he's confident that he can get me in the middle of a ring at 5 o'clock at a specified date and time and go to work on me. Whereas me, I'm going to fight the type of war that I need to fight. I'm going to sneak up on him. He's not going to know that it's coming. And I'm going to hit him with anything and everything that I can hit him with. And I don't care who's around. I don't care if his mama's next to him. I don't care if his brother-in-law's next to him. I don't care who's around him. But if I want to get him, I'm going to get him, and everybody else is just going to be collateral damage because I know that I can't fight him straight up. That's the type of fight that you see other people implement. That's the type of fight you see these other countries implement when they go up against bully countries. And it's unfortunate that it has to be like that. I'm not trying to say that it should be like that, but it is what it is. So once again, there's no such thing as a civilized war. Just because one country's like, oh, well, we're trying to drop bombs as strategic as possible with minimal damage. That's bullcrap. You're still harming other civilians. And you can't blame one country over another for fighting a less civilized war. War is not civilized. It never has been civilized. Because I can guarantee you also, too, a lot of these soldiers, yeah, they signed up for the military, but it was probably all that they had left. Just like in America, there's a lot of people, man, that after high school, they have nothing left. So they go and try to better themselves with life in the military because it offers them the GI Bill. It offers them a lot of benefits. Now, again, you sign up for what you sign up for, but a lot of times, a lot of people don't sign up to go harm other people. So I just wanted to drop that jewel on you guys. That just keep in mind, no war is civilized. No other country is more civilized than another when it comes to fighting a war. War is war. So once again, this is the Political Brown Kid. Definitely leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I'm out of here.